Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Bonnet Homestead. Today I'm going to show y'all how to harvest a Loofah gourd while it is still green. I know that this time of year a lot of people are already getting their first frost, and if you have a Loofah still on the vine and it has not turned brown yet, don't assume you have to throw it away. You can still harvest them. The Loofah sponge is completely formed inside. There's just a bit of a different process to harvest it to get everything out before you can dry the sponge. So I need to clear all of these vines off of this section of fencing. So I'm going to cut down this monster green loofah I have right here, and I'm going to harvest it and clean it and show you how I do it. This is actually my favorite way to harvest a loofah. And I'm going to show you why in just a moment. Okay, yes, you really need to give this quite a few good whacks on something hard to loosen the insides a little bit. There, look at that. You see? You can already see the fibers inside. They're completely formed. They just have a lot of pulp inside. It's very much like a cucumber. I don't know how well you can actually see it, but so I'm going to go ahead and take the peel off. Now this is harder to peel than a brown sponge, but it is definitely worth it. Just takes a little bit more effort. As you can see, there's the fibers right here. When you look at it, you might think, oh, it's too soft and mushy, but once all of the pulp and seeds are removed, the sponge is perfectly fine. As you can see, you just kind of have to peel it off. It does take about twice as long as a normal loofah, but very much worth it. Now I like to cut the ends off of each side. It just makes removing everything a million times easier. And my kids really like to play with the little ends and clean them out themselves. So, okay, so as you can see, there's the pulp on the inside. It is not completely solid all the way through. Okay, now you just want to get some clean water. Put your loofah inside. So we're just going to squeeze out all of this pulp. Okay, so another look on the inside. Now you just want to put the loofah in the water, and you just want to start squeezing it. You don't have to be gentle. This is really just going to start loosening up all of the seeds and the pulp inside, and just clean the loofah. We're gonna do this for quite a while. The water is gonna start to look like fizzy limeade. It's exactly what it looks like. And the more stuff that's floating around in the water, the better it is. You just know that your loofah is that much closer to being completely cleaned. So I'm just gonna keep on massaging it and kneading it. And every once in a while you wanna bang it on the side so seeds can fall through. So this is basically it. We will have to do this for a little while to make sure all of the pulp is out, but these loofahs are so white and beautiful. Like I said, this is my favorite way to harvest. Okay, you can see the water is pretty foamy and green. It's a very good sign. That just means so much pulp has already gotten out. Just keep on squeezing it and kneading it. The sponge is so resilient and strong, you do not have to worry about damaging it by just continuously squeezing it and kneading it. So just want to keep on squeezing and getting all of that gunk out of the inside. There we go. Seeds will just start coming more and more. Unfortunately, they will not be black, so you won't get to harvest the seeds like you would a dried one, but okay. So I cannot tell you how many videos I've seen of people who they pull a sponge off the vine. When they see it still damp inside, they assume they have to throw it away. So please don't do that. At least give this a shot before you throw yours away. So let's go ahead and take a look inside, and you'll see how much of the pulp has already come out. You'll see a little bit of residue still on the ends, and there's still quite a few seeds, but look at how much has already gotten out and how much the sponge is already looking like just a normal sponge. There, see? So slowly but surely, all of this cucumber-like residue will just float right out. The seeds will come right out, and look at that. Okay, so I've already changed my water. It just is a lot easier. You can really see how much is getting out if you change it a second time. It'll give you a really good idea of how close this is getting to be completed. So, there, look at that. I don't know if y'all can see very well inside, but there are still some seeds in there. Alright, so, and then you repeat the process again. And at this point, it's mainly just about squeezing all of the seeds out. The pulp will start very swiftly just floating out. And look at how pretty the sponge is. See, they're not brown at all. Occasionally they'll have a green tint to them, but I really like to dry mine out in the sun for about 24 hours, and that really turns them just a really beautiful creamy color. Look at all of those seeds coming out. See if you can see some of the pulp. You probably can. Yeah. So we're just going to keep squeezing it. This is actually, for me anyway, extremely therapeutic. I just love knowing that this is going to be something that I can use for a long time. Look at that. All of that pulp. See how fast that came out the second time around? Okay, so alright, so at this point, pretty much everything but some seeds are out, so I am just going to start hitting this on the side of my on the side of my sink. That way seeds do not just fly everywhere. So, and look at how beautiful this sponge is, and see, if I had just thrown these away because I thought, oh, they're not developed enough, I would have thrown away this incredibly beautiful sponge. See some seeds in there. So I am not going to fill up the whole tub I had with water. I'm just going to put a little bit in the bottom of my sink, and I'm just going to knead this for a few minutes just to squeeze out as many seeds as I can. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and take it outside to dry. You do not have to do that. I'm in Texas. We have a lot of sun even this late in the year, so I know that it'll be fine, but you can just put it on your counter, let it dry there. I like to let mine dry for about 24 hours before I rinse them again and start to slice them up. But look at how beautiful the sponge is. Oh. No matter how many times I do this, I get so excited at this point because I know that by tomorrow I will have this beautiful thing in my kitchen. And yeah, so look at that. It is pretty much done. And then, okay, and this is the dried sponges after sitting in the sun. Now, some I slice into really small pieces, others I just half, and I like to put them in this giant glass cookie jar that I have in my kitchen. I keep it right by my sink, and that way I always have just a supply of sponges at my disposal. And look at how beautiful these are. And there you have it. Well, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave them in a comment below.